If one day your favorite song was playing, but you couldn't hear the melody. If one day laughter filled the room, but silence was your reality. If one day the dinner table felt the same for everyone else, but different for you, because the stories kept going, the jokes kept flowing, the voices you loved most never quite made it through. What would that feel like? That was the reality that my grandpa lived with in his final years. Severe hearing loss built an invisible wall between him and us. But through him, I also found a reason to listen differently, where silence surely does not mean absence. 3 years ago, I founded IC Life, a nonprofit dedicated to bridging the gap between the deaf and hearing communities.
Over the past few years, IC Life has grown into a close-knit community, sharing that same passion. We've organized 2 exchange events, taking ISAK students on a day trip to a local deaf school here in Japan. Through interactive games, shared lunches, and even taking their classes for a full day, we've learned to communicate beyond words. Every week, we also host a sign language club session here on campus, where students gather to explore a new way of communicating with their hands, facial, and body expressions. Beyond this group, we also organize events for World Hearing Day, introducing students to deaf culture, challenging the invisible barrier that often separates deaf and hearing communities.
At the same time, we're exploring how technology can also help us bridge this gap as we're currently prototyping an AI-powered platform that teaches sign language, providing beginners with real-time feedback and guidances as they practice. And through these experiences, we were able to cross the invisible barriers that many often overlook, to see life from different angles, and most importantly, to learn to empathize more intentionally. Well, this is what we truly want to continue doing. Because for the longest time, deaf individuals have always been expected to adapt to our hearing world, to read our lips, to follow our conversations, to find ways into our systems that never really built for them. And perhaps it's also time for us to step into the world for a moment. The more time I spend with the deaf communities, the more I realize silence truly does not mean absence. It's just another way life is lived, and sometimes all it takes to hear it is a willingness to listen differently.